Hi everyone, Mark Reynolds here from KaHuna Australia. In this tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to create your own user profile. This is a profile that will appear on this map right here. These little pins, okay, when they're clicked, they open up a bit of information about you and your business. And when you click that, it'll open up a new window and display your actual profile. So to give you an example of a well-written profile, let's have a look at Cherie at Heart, Soul and Harmony. So as you can see, we have a nice big feature image here with Cherie in action. This is what I think is the ideal shot because it creates this connection between her and I. She's looking directly into the camera and smiling while she's actually, pretending to massage someone. So that's a good shot. And then as you look down the side here, we have her business name, we have her address with the link to show the map. We have clickable links for her mobile and email address. We have these book now buttons. These book now buttons, of course, go to her ideal booking page. If you don't have a booking URL, then you can leave that empty and these buttons will not appear. Next, we have the About section. The About section, I recommend writing it in a first-person tone so that you're having a one-to-one conversation with the reader. Next, we have the services. So here, rather than just list your services, I do recommend you do what Cherie has done, and that is create a description, a short description for each one. Then we have the pricing. So if you have flat pricing across the board, 60 minutes, $90, whatever it might be, great, nice and easy. Now the Learn More section is actually a section where you can go to town and create whatever you want in there. You can embed forms, you can embed videos, you can create reviews like Cherie has done. You can also include parking information, quotes, clinic features, an FAQ, and an image gallery. And on the right hand side here we have the availability section. So this is where you state what your hours are and any social media or website links you have. This page is fully responsive so that it looks good on all device sizes. So now we're going to jump over and start creating our profile. So returning back to the main screen, I'm going to hover my mouse over the directory menu and choose Create New Bodyworker Profile. When I click that, it comes to here. Now, most of these fields are going to be self-explanatory. However, there are some little bits and pieces you need to know to help you decide whether or not you fill it in or you leave it blank. So the business name, of course, is mandatory. You type that in. The first name and last name, while it's not mandatory, I do recommend it because underneath the actual map is this search box and it allows people to search for you by name. So if I were to type in Cherie, you'll see that list will shorten down to just Cherie, Heart and Soul. So when this is clicked, it'll show on the map and then you click this and it opens the actual profile page. So it's a very quick way for people to locate you by name, by business name, by location or whatever. Okay, so now we've got the email address. So this is required for me to be able to give you login details afterwards, after I process it, so you can log back in and edit to your heart's content. The mobile number, that is not mandatory, however, it will appear over here and be a clickable link. So that's really handy. The clinic address. So for this one, I use this to create a pin on the map. So please put your full address in, especially if you're from overseas. Even though this is KaHuna Australia, we do have, KaHuna and Lomi Lomi therapists around the world who by all means can use this. So the booking URL, if you have an actual booking location, like an actual URL, like a Acuity Scheduler or MindBody Online, something like that, then you can put it here. Otherwise, you can put this at your Facebook page or wherever you want to. If you leave it blank, it just means that these Book Now buttons will not appear. And about this Book Now button up here, as you scroll down and scroll back up again, you'll see that it reappears. So it's always available, and someone's not going to have to go looking for that Book Now button. Next, we have the Bodyworker style. So this is for what you are currently certified in. So if you are not certified as a Lomi Lomi Heartworks practitioner, then please don't tick this. Let's just say that I am KaHuna Bodywork only, and then I come across and I type in the school that certified me as a bodyworker. So in this case, I will normally type in Metas Institute, but I've got this saved. I've obviously typed this before. In the available bookings, by default, I have put this value in here, Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. But you can edit that to whatever you need. About you and your business. Okay, so in this one, I highly recommend you write in the first person. So write as if you are having a one-to-one conversation with the reader. It creates rapport, a familiarity. It's a hard one to say. So, hi, my name is Mark. I am a KaHuna bodyworker. I specialize in the such and such area. I'm very passionate about blah, 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 blah. This one has a limit of 500 characters. And the reason being is so that it's nice and concise. You don't have to wade through a whole wall of text. I'm talking for the visitor here. And by having this image, by the way, this feature image as being landscape, it means that all this contact information, your location, your about, your availability, and follow links will appear above the fold, which means when they land on the screen, they can see this on the desktop or laptop all in one screen. If you make this picture here, this feature image, a portrait shot, it will push everything off. All this below the image will go straight off the screen. They won't see it straight away. They'll have to scroll down to see it. So just a little tip there. So next we have the services offered. So with Cherise, she's done it well here. She's written a little description here to introduce it, and then she just listed each modality or each service offered as a heading, and then with a description underneath. Nice and clear. Next we have pricing. So if you just have flat pricing, this many minutes for this much dollars, then just put that. Otherwise, like Cherie has got here, she's got different prices potentially for the different services. Now we have to learn more. Now the learn more section is a section where you can go to town and put in any other content that is not addressed in the fields above it. So in this form, you're limited to just these basic formatting. But after you submit this form and I process it and publish it and give you login details, you can actually go back in to the learn more section and you can do things like add an image gallery. You can embed a form, perhaps a booking form, a contact form, an opt-in form. You can add testimonials, like reviews, just like what Cherie has done here at the bottom. You can add your parking information, how to find you, transport options. You can go to town. An example of what other content you can look at putting in there, just click on this link down here and it'll open up this screen. And then you can have a look and see your tagline and clinic features, FAQ, cancellation and booking changes, etc. This tutorial also includes information to help you fill out all the other fields as well, such as the feature image, which we'll get to in a moment. Oh, here we are. So the feature image, as I mentioned before, it is ideal if the image is a landscape. Okay, it makes everything fit nicely on the screen. And again, you're looking into the camera, you're smiling, it creates that one-to-one connection with the visitor. So the ideal dimensions is 1200 pixels wide by 720 pixels high. That's the ideal. However, if your numbers are at least close to that and in landscape, then you're doing pretty well. Now, when you take the photo, just bear in mind that taking a photo with your standard smartphone tends to create a very large image. And that image has a large file size. And the problem is that if you upload that file in its entirety, as it is without resizing it down first, it means that when it goes on this page, it'll make for a slower loading page. Now you might not notice the page speed very much, but Google does. Google really cares about the speed of page loads, so much so that it has a dramatic effect on the ranking of your page in the Google results. So if you know how to do it, please do resize the resolution down to these figures here or something very close. Otherwise, if I see a file that's 1 meg or larger, I will go and resize it myself. And the ideal format, which I will include here in a moment, that is JPEG. Okay, so JPEG, JPG. Lastly, we have these fields, which are the social media links, which appear in this follow section here. So they only appear if they have a value. So we've already seen the website, then you obviously got the Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. If there are any other ones you need, please reach out and contact me using the directory feedback form, and I can add them as well. Okay, so after filling out all those form fields, you just come down to the bottom here, click on Submit Free Directory Profile, and that'll send it to me as an email, and to notify me that I have a new profile to process. Depending on when it gets to me and how busy I am, I have allowed myself up to 3 days to do it, business days that is, but chances are I'll get it done that day. Once I've finished processing it, I will send you an email with your login details and with some little instructions like links to the tutorials and anything else you might need. Okay, now one last thing is, if you ever need to change your clinic location, if you change location, it is really important that you contact me to let me know what the new address is, because unfortunately, changing your address in your profile will not change your marker on the map. I have to actually go and do that manually. So to do that, you just hover the mouse over the directory, click on feedback form, and then just let me know what it is. It's actually best if you're logged in at the time, because this form will look a little bit differently, and when you submit it, it will automatically add your name, your email address, your listing URL to the email and send it to me. So that way I don't need to verify who this person is to make sure that they're making a legit change. I can go ahead and just process it straight away. So that concludes our tutorial, and I look forward to processing yours very soon.